To Kill a Mockingbird is a fictional film based on the book of the same name. It follows the format of a narrative film. A narrative film is a cinematic structure in which the filmmakers have selected an arranged event and a cause and effect sequence occurring over time. One of the elements of narrative that can be used in a film is a narrator who delivers the narration that conveys the narrative. Some films employ multiple narrators, but in To Kill a Mockingbird, the story is told through the perspective of the daughter, Scout, as she reflects on her childhood years. She employs a voiceover narration, which is when we hear a character's voiceover, the picture, without actually seeing the character speak the words. In the film, we never know the exact age that narrator Scout is, but we know that the voice is more developed, putting some age between the narrator and the Scout featured in the film. Stephen Frankfurt was the title designer for the film. It's a sequence showing a child with toys, random collectibles, and even using their creative imagination drawing a mockingbird. This was a deliberate move by the filmmakers because Frankfurt wanted to find a way to get into the head of a child. This is a perfect transition because Scout begins her narration after the audience had already been able to feel like a child through the credits. It was a nice setup for the narration. I've read To Kill a Mockingbird multiple times, but I've never watched the movie. There are a lot of characters in the novel, but being a 2-hour film, there are a lot of moments that they had to cut. Mrs. DeBose doesn't get to have her major reading scene with Jim. That is one of my favorite parts in the book. Some were disappointed with the focus on Atticus instead of the narrator Scout. Brosley Crowder of the New York Times wrote, "There is so much feeling for children in the film, so much delightful observation of their spirit, energy, and charm, that it comes as a bit of a letdown at the end to realize that for all the picture's feelings for children, it doesn't tell us very much about how they feel. There are scenes, however, that were added to the film that make it so great." There's a great scene added to the film where Jim and Scout talk about their mother, and Atticus overhears them. While it wasn't in the book, it was a sweet and nice addition to the story, and it shows the writers had to cut a lot but still held on to the characters to drive the film. There are still many plot lines that stay in the film and make it a familiar and powerful movie. Ratatouille is a film that uses the narrative style too. The narrator in the film is a rat, hoping to become a cook. They also use the single narrator format, letting the audience continue to watch what is on the screen, while the narrator describes the situation, such as at the beginning when Remy jumps out a window while being shot at with a book. Remy adds a comedic and serious narration at this moment, and it keeps the audience engaged with the main character and helps keep the film fresh.